Hello everybody, it's me, ChowMan93, and I'm here covering for Sugartits, and it seems that her wisdom tooth finally had enough. It was sick and tired of the harassment, it was tired of the cyberbullying, because you know, calling out the bullshit of feminists is cyber harassment, and we should really call this shit out. It decided to go to the dentist. It said, look mate, I'm sorry, I just can't handle it anymore. So they pulled it out, only sadly the wisdom tooth didn't survive the encounter. So press F for respects people, and Sugartits, get well soon, because it was never needed in the first place. But in all seriousness, I hope she has a fantastic recovery, and I hope Bearings are looking after her. You better be. So for those of you who may watch me, which is probably very few, I recently did a video, which is linked, thematically at least, with this video that I'm about to respond to. People who have seen this video will wonder, there's no way that you can possibly top the craziness of that video. No way. Well, I thought about it, and I thought maybe this could, and well, where could I turn to than queer kid stuff? Take it away, Lindsay, take it away.
Hey there, I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Teddy.
Hey Lindsay, it's good to see you again for season 2, and it seems that unlike most shows on the internet or on TV or any kind of sequel, you're trying to not really up the ante, but have a cutback on the quality, on the production, because it seems that social justice doesn't really pay as much anymore, so the budget has been cut. Instead of animating the thing that you used to do, Teddy, which is not very original anyway, Teddy, called Teddy, yeah. You decided to culturally appropriate the Japanese, and you have got your, I presume it's your girlfriend, that's what Peach Bailey says when she covered this. She's basically got a black glove on, in the sort of stagehand thing, and you have got her to not only animate the thing, to voice the thing, and it's hilarious because your mic can't pick her up very well. That's the one thing you've not yet upgraded, and long may it continue. I just like how we're off to a very good start already.
Welcome to Queer Kid Stuff.
I wonder how many takes that took.
Today we're talking about what it means to be a good ally.
All are part of one big family.
I can't wait. I'm positively excited.
Welcome to season 2 of Queer Kid Stuff. We've got some really exciting episodes coming up, and today we want to talk about what it means to be a good ally.
I know kids aren't the smartest, but I don't think they need to be told what the episode is going to be twice. But yeah, I know. We've all repeated ourselves, so I guess that's just a nitpicky point. Stop nitpicking, Mitch.
You ready, Teddy?
Ready.
Okay. Being a good ally is really important.
Wait, Lindsay.
Yeah, Teddy?
Well, I don't know what ally means.
Basically, being a person that they love to rag on when anything bad happens and to essentially use for their own gain. You're not somebody who's there to help, necessarily. You're there essentially as a meat shield. You're there to show that, oh look, we don't hate you, you cis people out there, you straight people out there. Oh no, look at all these allies that we treat like shit, who we blame for everything, and if they do one thing wrong, we absolutely give them hell, because why not, hey?
Teddy, I don't think our friends can hear you. Can you tell them what you asked me?
Yeah, your mic sucks. Quick, raise your voice.
How can I be a good ally when I don't know what an ally is at all?
That's a great question, Teddy. Thank you for reminding me to explain a new word. Sometimes grown-ups have known a word for so long that we forget that kids don't know them too.
Kids are stupid, and it's not like the age range of these kids that she's trying to make videos to aren't already learning about, you know, allies and stuff in like history. Begs the question, why would they not know? When we talk about ally, we don't mean an ally as in this country is our ally. No, they're talking about political allies, and kids aren't going to get that.
If there's ever a word you don't know and you're confused, you should always ask about it.
From now on, I will.
Okay.
Sound advice for kids, but I think we should also add an addendum, say, not queer kid stuff.
An ally is someone who supports people who are different from them.
You see, the addendum has to be put in there because Lindsay can't actually give you accurate definitions of words. And I'm afraid I'm going to have to get the dictionary on your ass because, well, for once, I have to stoop that low. And Lindsay, here's the dictionary definition. I can't believe I'm doing this. As a verb, used with objects, it's to unite formally as by treaty, league, marriage, or the like. As in, Russia allied itself to France. 2, to associate or connect by some mutual relationship as resemblance or friendship. Which is kind of what you're alluding to here, but there's yet more, and as a noun, it's a person, group or nation that's associated with others. Biology, apparently a plant, animal or organism bearing an evolutionary relationship to another, often as a member of the same family. And 6, a person who associates or cooperates with another. A supporter, which is what you mean. An ally is not somebody who's different helping another person who is different. That's just not what it means, but queer kid stuff doesn't exist to actually inform kids. It's here to misinform kids.
I don't get it.
Is Teddy just the dumbest sidekick ever, or is this what she thinks kids are like?
Let's take me, for example. I'm a cisgender woman who is a trans ally. Even though I don't identify as trans, I try to learn as much as I can about what it's like to be trans, and I use that information to help in whatever way I can. That's one reason why I made the video last season all about what trans means.
Yeah, you see, you're an ally. You're not a friend, you're an ally. Now that could be many different things. I can't really judge by your experience, but from what I can gather, you're an ally because it's politically convenient, either to you or to them. That is not an alliance, what you're describing as. You don't seem to get anything positive from that, other than perhaps maybe an ego boost, really, which is nothing, and it's still nothing.
That was me supporting and being an ally to the trans community.
The community, whatever that is, you did it because it was political. You didn't do it because you genuinely want to help these people. You did it because of politics. You want to brainwash people into essentially believing what you believe this community is, what they deal with, what you've been told they deal with. That's what you did. You weren't actually helping them.
Okay, so it has to do with your identity?
Yes, it has to do with your identity and how you treat people with identities that are different from yours.
Identity politics 101. It's all about identity, right? Right, Lindsay?
It's super important to be an ally. It's especially important to be an ally to a community of people who might not have stuff that you have. That's something called privilege.
Oh, it's important to be these people's ally because even though this community is nebulous as skeptic community to you, it's nebulous. All these people are individuals who have very little in common other than they're transitioning or have transitioned. It's important because you have privilege, because you have something wrong with you. So you have to help these people who don't have that thing that's wrong with them, even though this is meant to be a benefit to you, but it's always described as a bad thing. I like this. I like how she's already planting the seeds of sin and all that other mumbo jumbo you would expect Christians and Muslims to put into kids already. You have privilege, therefore you must help these people because identity politics. If that doesn't sound like original sin, I don't know what does.
Whoa, what's privilege?
We're going to get more into privilege later this season, but for now you can think of it as certain people having advantages over others because of how they identify.
Oh, you know what? I can't wait for that episode. I totally can't wait. And you know what? It's not just that, but it's also something that you're born with. It's something that you're born with just because of who you are, what you are.
Straight people have an advantage over gay people because gay people have to deal with homophobia.
I won't call that an advantage. That's just prejudice that happens to gay people. And by the way, straight people, I don't believe it or not, actually have suffered under heterophobia because there is a club in Manchester called GAY in the local gay village that has been known to discriminate against straight people. They don't let them in unless they happen to look gay. And I don't know if they do this anymore. The last time that I've heard about that was quite a while back. I assume they have changed their ways, but that is an example of heterophobia, is it not? Just because a particular demographic deals with a particular prejudice that applies to them doesn't make that an advantage. That's just something that they have to deal with. I don't understand how I, as a straight person, is advantaged over that. Especially as we can also factor in with the intersectional crap that these straight people might have things that the gay person doesn't have to deal with.
Homophobia is a disadvantage for gay people.
You see, it's only a disadvantage if it affects these people in the law, Lindsay, but I guess you don't want to tell people stuff about that. It just is a disadvantage when it's usually just a prejudice. Now, in some Western countries, there are areas in the law where gay people are disadvantaged. But this stuff is slowly being abandoned as people realise we can't just treat these people like shit. So gay adoption is slowly being legalised throughout the West. Gay marriage is slowly being legalised throughout the West. It's not everywhere. I'm not going to deny that. It's not everywhere, but it's happening. There are movements trying to get this to happen, and it's going to happen. It's already happening in my country. It's already happening in your country. Everything is going as well as it can be. The only things that remain are attitudes and people who don't like particular people based on their demographics, and that is prejudice. That is not necessarily a disadvantage. But in other areas of the world that we shall not speak of through fear of demonetization, gay people are pretty much going to be killed for who they are because God says so. But you're not going to mention that, are you?
That's why it's important for straight people to be allies to gay people.
I get it now.
Why? Do they have to be? I don't think so. If they feel no ill will or positive feelings, why should they be allies? Why should they be forced to be allies? This is what I don't get. Just because they're straight.
There are so many different ways to be an ally. You can be an ally to people with different skin colors, different pronouns, different bodies. The list goes on.
Okay, so what do I have to do to be a good ally?
The three main things to remember about being a good ally are to respect other people, listen to other people, and learn from other people.
Unless they say something that's completely different to the mantra that you preach, therefore they must be shut up and silenced because it's too inconvenient. They're saying things that we don't agree with. Ban them, block them, arrest them. Also, the fourth thing is that you can't say any of those things that might let your allies learn things as well. You literally have to shut up, listen, and just support whatever they want to do. That's literally the mantra.
1. Respect. You need to respect other people and their identities. Other people have feelings that can get hurt just like yours. You need to be respectful and kind to other people.
So essentially, don't criticise these people, don't banter with these people, don't do anything that might hurt their feelings. Just shut up. Or self-censor yourself. Got it, Lindsay?
It's about thinking of others rather than just thinking of yourself.
But hey, it's totally okay for them to think about themselves because they're oppressed, right? Well, duh, Lindsay. Duh. I think even a kid would get that. But then, what if these kids grow up and then they see other gay people calling other gay people faggots then? Like, aren't they going to get confused? Because they're saying this word that they're not supposed to use. So that's going to confuse the kids, right? Can't you, like, explain that? No? No? Okay.
Calling someone a mean name because they are gay is disrespectful.
Maybe. But they can all still say all these words, but expect consequences, right?
Using the wrong pronoun for someone on purpose is disrespectful.
But what if doing that on purpose is a joke? Or it's like a TV show, like that was like representing something. Is that okay? No, it's disrespectful, right?
A good ally respects other people.
Respect. Got it.
Unless you have different opinions, and it's totally okay to shit on them.
2. Listen. You need to listen to people who have identities that are different from yours.
Because my identity is different, that's why. It doesn't matter if they have anything good to say or bad to say, or if they can even say it at all. Just listen to them. Because reasons.
If someone has an identity that is different from yours and they want to tell you something about their experience, you should listen to what they have to say.
So even if it's really bad, like if they're saying something that's awful, or if they're saying something that has loads of misinformation in it, if they get something wrong, I should just listen rather than, correct them. I just have to be a sponge and soak it all up. That's very counterproductive. That's not really encouraging these kids to use their critical faculties, which is what you really should be doing at this age, right? You should be developing that. Oh, no. Because if we had stuff like that, they'd find out quickly how bad your channel is. So we can't be having that.
If you're straight and are talking to an LGBTQ plus person about being LGBTQ plus, then they probably know more about that than you.
Oh yeah, but they totally know what it's like to be straight, don't they? And feminists know exactly what it's like to be a man. Forgive me if I'm talking to them about things that I've observed. Oh no, they just know more automatically. It's pretty clear that feminists and some of these activists in the LGBT community don't know what they're on about, but hey, no criticism, because that's disrespect, kids. Remember that. Don't disrespect them. You've got to do what these people say.
I respect that.
Listen.
And believe.
I can do that.
And finally, 3. Learn. You need to keep learning new things about other people and their experiences.
Unless they go against your worldview, then it's totally okay to block them.
If you respect and listen to people with other identities, then you will probably learn something from them.
Identity this, identity that, it has nothing to do with their identity. It's everything to do with what they think of in here. Can they actually say something that's worthwhile? Can I actually learn something from what they know, their knowledge? It's not about their identity. Just because somebody's gay or straight or black or white doesn't mean I'm actually going to learn anything of value from them. We're humans. Not everybody is smart. Not everybody has something good to say. Why are you teaching kids that just because these people are a certain way, therefore you're going to learn something amazing? You're not. You might not learn anything. If you do learn something, you might learn something that's wrong. And then what? Can you criticise them? Oh no, because that's disrespectful. You just got to say this.
I respect that.
It's important to keep an open mind to new ideas so you can learn something new about other people every day.
Unless they disagree with you and your worldview, and then you can block them, do all that shit. I just love how they say all these things like, yeah, it's very important to be open-minded to our ideology, but any other thing that disagrees with that, oh no, hell no.
And use those ideas to become a better ally.
See, it's all well and good, I agree with the sentiment, but the thing is, it's about your ideology being open to you, what you believe, what your friends believe, and what your political figureheads believe. It's got nothing to do with broadening your mind. It's about indoctrinating these kids with your ideology. That's why you want them to be allies rather than friends, rather than enlightened people who are open-minded and can critically value things. Because what you've mentioned in this video is not how we go about these things in a normal world. But I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I'm getting a bit sleepy. Maybe I need to get a bit more woke. I need to activate these almonds, so Lindsay, you know what to do.
I've learned so many new things from my friends with different identities from me, especially from my friends who are trans and who use they for their pronoun. And I'm a much better ally now because I respected them, listened to what they had to say, and learned from them.
If that does not sound scary or creepy at all, I don't know what will. I mean, that is just tacitly admitting that you didn't even critically evaluate what they had to say, you just listened and believed. You essentially got brainwashed. That's what you're admitting here. By activists, by progressives. Oh god. I think we need to move on, it speaks for itself.
And I'm still learning from them. My friends even help me with queer kid stuff when I talk about something that is not a part of my identity.
You learn new things too?
I sure do.
Yeah, you learn new things so much that season 2 is exactly the same as season 1, only with a terrible budget.
Even though you're old?
I'm not that old, Teddy.
My nigga, you just got roasted, yo!
But grown-ups do still learn new things all the time. I've learned so much from having these conversations with you, and I hope you've learned new stuff from watching our videos.
Thank you for teaching me all these new things, Lindsay.
You are very welcome, Teddy.
I'm going to do my best to be a good ally.
For the greater good. And that's the end of the video, people. It just ends. I hope that you have enjoyed this trip down the rabbit hole as much as I have. Now, I'm off to do stuff, so until next time, I'll see you later.